Here comes the scary part, I suppose. Esau discovers Jacob's deception. This is in verse 30. Esau returns to his father with food from the hunt. And now it happened as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. He also made savoury food and brought it to his father and said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that your soul may bless me." And his father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" So he said, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau." As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, notice that statement. The timing of each aspect of this story makes it even more dramatic. As soon as Jacob had received the blessing and left his father's presence, Esau came back. Almost as soon as he'd left the tent, Esau had entered. Notice too, it says there that your soul may bless me. We have a picture here of Esau hunting and returning, preparing the food with the pleasure because he's going to get the blessing. He's going to get it. He was confident that he would receive the blessing from his father and all of the material benefits that went with it. So it must have been a real shock to him when Isaac said, "Who are you?" The question would have seemed really strange to Esau. But he remembered that his father was old and couldn't see. Esau probably thought that this was just a simple mistake. Verse 33 takes this story just a little bit further. Isaac works out what Jacob's just done. Then Isaac trembled exceedingly and said, "Who? Where is the one who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed." Wow. Isaac trembled. In other words, he was upset about this. The use of this strong phrase means that Isaac began to shake convulsively. He was overcome with a deep sense that something had gone wrong in his plan to bless Esau instead of Jacob. The phrase could be translated, Isaac trembled most excessively with a great trembling. Yeah. That's a bit cumbersome when we say it that way, isn't it? He trembled exceedingly. In other words, Isaac trembled and he was troubled, and he knew that he had sinned in attempting to work against God. This is the revelation part of it, I think. God defeated the effort for Isaac to displace Jacob. At this moment, he realized he would always lose when he tried to resist God's will. Even when he didn't like God's will, he came to learn that despite his arrogance against the will of God, God's plan was good and glorious. We need to remember that as well. The New Testament later explains that Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau by faith. Look at Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 20. Isaac's faith was demonstrated after his attempt to redirect the will of God was defeated, and he said of Jacob, "And indeed he shall be blessed." Okay, Jacob was blessed. Esau got a blessing of types, but it wasn't the blessing that he really wanted. The old bloke Spurgeon noted that as soon as Isaac understood that he was wrong in wanting to bless Esau against the will of God, he did not insist on cancelling the blessing given to Jacob and granting it to Esau. He will give Esau such a blessing as he may, but he does not think for a moment of retracting what he has done. He feels that the hand of God was in it. What is more, he tells his son, he is blessed and shall be blessed. Really interesting, isn't it? We can't change God's blessing. Esau reacts to the blessing given to Jacob. And look at verses 34 through to 38 here. When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry. And he said, "Bless me also, O my father." And he said, "Your brother came with deceit and has taken away your blessing." And Esau said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he supplanted me these 2 times, and he took away my birthright. Now look, he has taken away my blessing." And he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, "Indeed, I have made him your master, and all his brethren I have given to him as servants. With grain and wine I have sustained him. What shall I now do for you, my son?" And Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me also, O my father." Esau lifted up his voice and wept.